Hey everyone, welcome back once again to our monthly State of Wrestling podcast. Campo and I, we do this once a month because one, we want to, and two, nobody else wants to join us on this. So it's become a monthly thing.
We're gonna find friends eventually.
Eventually. People that are not afraid to hide their love of
Do you
pro
want to be
wrestling.
on this podcast? Leave a comment.
Leave a comment. Whoever wants to is welcome to join us. Fab. Yeah, right away. I'm calling out my brother Fab. He needs to be on the show. Even if you don't want to be a video, Fab, join us. So we're going to start off with some sad news. About a week ago, we tragically lost Jay Briscoe in a car accident. He was killed in a head-on collision by a car that changed lanes last second and basically head-on collision, killing Jay Briscoe, who allegedly was not wearing a seatbelt. So he died instantly. And one daughter that his out of his two daughters, one had back surgery and the other one is in critical condition still. So our thoughts and prayers go out to Jay Briscoe, his wife, and their kids, for hoping the kids get a speedy, because anytime kids get hurt, it's always tragic and sad, and you don't want to see that.
Yeah, a guy was just driving them to cheerleading practice.
Yep. He was just being a dad, basically.
Yeah, he was doing his dadly thing. Apparently this is a regular day for him.
Yeah.
And unexpected things happen, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Especially
to lose a great talent like Jay Briscoe.
Exactly. And it's almost like unintentionally poetic that they just got the titles back, as if it was like
they had big plans. And Tony Khan even came out and said, we have big plans. We had big plans for Jay and Mark Briscoe.
Well, I now have new plans for them, but we'll get to that in a second.
We'll talk about that in a second. But
he's extremely decorated.
Yeah.
Tag team period, both of them. He also had a really good singles career.
Yeah, he did. A two-time ROH World Heavyweight Champion, held multiple tag team championships in multiple companies.
Yeah, they won in Noah, they won in New Japan, they won in Impact, they won in Ring of Honor.
But they were always, they'll always be associated with Ring of Honor. They were day one.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are. FTR is built around the fabric that they created. And you could ask most of the best teams, the FTRs and whatnot, the teams that you look at now, and you say, this is the pinnacle of tag team wrestling.
It's the Briscoes.
The Briscoes are the ones that set the stage for this new style of tag team wrestling.
I would say, the modern day tag team.
It harkens back to the 80s where tag team wrestling was huge. And there were so many legendary teams where throughout the 90s and early 2000s, we lost that element of tag team wrestling being important. And WWE still doesn't push tag team wrestling.
I would say the last good tag team, I would say, was in WCW, the Outsiders, when Hall and Nash first joined WCW.
Fair.
And we had that period for about 5-6 years where tag team wrestling was nothing. It was just random guy with random guy. Here's the belts.
Yeah, and it's sad. It's super sad. We have to see where we're gonna go from here. But
are they
the top 10 tag team of all time? I'm willing to say it now.
Yeah, I would say they're the number one tag team of the last 20 years.
Fair enough.
FTR is right behind it, but
FTR is a lot smaller sample size.
Yeah, but FTR has done a lot more, has done in a lot less time, whereas the Briscoes built their career over 20 years.
Yeah, but they'll tell you that without the Briscoes, they don't exist.
There's no FTR.
The 3 matches against the Briscoes are literally what has put FTR front and center in the tag team world.
Yeah. That 2 out of 3 falls match, the dog collar match that they just had a month ago. And then the Briscoes had that match in Ricky Steamboat's last as well. So, not enough good things can be said about Jay Briscoe. What people have to understand too is you have to separate the character Jay Briscoe to the human being that was Jay Briscoe. And Jay Briscoe was a family man, dedicated father, dedicated husband. The character that he played in the ring is just that, a character. And it's going to be a big loss for tag team wrestling. Where does Mark go from here?
Oh, it's funny you should say that because I have my
Talk
own
about a
plans for
segue.
that. Well, just going on that. So I'll give you just that because I know we're gonna open up here, I guess, with Ring of Honor. So I do think number one, I want to see a tag team tournament. I want the titles to get vacated. I want
And call it the Briscoes something like
the Briscoe
Jay Briscoe.
Jay Briscoe annual tag tournament or something, whatever.
Make an event out of this. Yeah, honor
and
his memory.
Make it fully like a G1. Let any team from any company that wants to come can enter. Obviously, it's planned so you know who's going to go, but make it like the World Tag League or the Super Juniors tags, and make it like a full-on bracket tournament where you get points for winning, and then it goes into like a playoff, and let it go on for like a month.
Yeah, have it culminate at the show that they're going to have on March 31st.
There you go, and you have enough time to get that ready. And I think that would be good. You have Chris Bay and Ace Austin. You bring over some people from Japan. You let
Motor City Machine Guns
come. Exactly, and you just see where it goes from here. Give it to a new young team that deserves some recognition, because that's what the Briscoes would want.
Yeah,
that's what Jay would want, is to put over a new up and coming team.
Yeah, I think that would be the best course of action there.
Moving on to my actual plan. I genuinely think you pair FTR with Mark Briscoe. You let them beat the crappy trios team that they have right now that has the trios title. You let them go on a really long run. You have a crossover. Well, it's not really a crossover event. You have one of the pay-per-views. You build up a whole feud. You let the Elite battle with FTR and Mark Briscoe. You will let one team win all 6 belts.
Yeah,
and then you separate them. You don't go full Roman Reigns here. At some point, you quickly separate them. But I think that does a lot to elevate FTR. That does a lot to elevate the trios belts in both sides, and it keeps Mark relevant. And that's a really good trios team to me.
Yeah,
if you make that into a faction, right? FTR and Mark Briscoe. And I think that to me that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Absolutely. So like I was saying too, we have the in March, ROH has their the what's it called? The Super Card of Honor in March is what it's called. And obviously they announced the card, but they don't have any matches announced yet.
It's quite early.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't started their weekly TV show yet either, have they? Or is
no? And that's why that tag tournament is the perfect way to kick off your TV show, because you pull.
Do you think the TV show starts after Honor, after Super Card of Honor, or?
I think if they really know what they're doing, you'll get that going by the end of February, so that way you can have that month-long tournament that culminates in your pay-per-view. Because that's going to get
they may
viewers.
Start the weekly TV show after. And culminate at the next pay-per-view. So it gives them a little bit more time to build. Because
right now they're going to start, I would say in the next 2 weeks, you're going to start building storylines with Samoa Joe and
Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta. Athena.
It's like the stuff I have here is like Juice Robinson. You got him here.
Yeah.
Every match he's looking good. But
I want to. Is
that all he's here for, to look good and lose?
No, I think Super Card of Honor, it's Juice versus Joe, and he's gonna beat Joe.
I think you have to give Juice a title.
Yeah, like he worked. Look how Juice worked with the U.S. Heavyweight Championship in New Japan. Like I think he can have that same type of run in ROH. Yeah.
If they're smart, you let him win the title, and then at a New Japan event, New Japan books Juice against Kenny Omega for the US title. Obviously you're gonna let Kenny win, but it's like
it'll set something. Yeah, I think that's what they're aiming for. But ROH has a good future ahead of them if they can get around the issue that Warner Media has with them, because they are owned by AEW. Obviously, Tony Khan owns Ring of Honor, but he cannot really mention it. That's why they didn't do any type of much of a tribute at the Dynamite show, is because Warner Media never liked the Briscoes on their TV.
Well, they don't like him because of his
character.
He made a lot of homophobic tweets.
Yeah.
Like 15 years ago at the early dawn of Twitter.
Yeah.
And he apologized multiple times. He's reconciled for his actions. He's done what he had to do.
We've all been young and stupid at one time.
And it is what it is. I'm not going to say like you should forgive him for that, but he's still a great wrestler who didn't commit any like sort of heinous crime, right? This is not like Ric Flair doing sexual allegations or Vince McMahon. This is just like
or Jimmy Snuka straight up murdering a girl.
Like, you know what I mean? This is like something that we can get past. And it's crazy to me that someone of that caliber is going to be hated on because of that reason. Like, you don't have to like him, but you shouldn't be like banned for life because of this situation, especially when you've spent the last couple of years trying to show that you
reconcile.
That like, okay, I'm sorry for what I did.
But I mean, that's the stage of cancel culture, right? I mean, we live in a cancel culture generation right now.
It's true, but this is a big thing. So Tony Khan owns Ring of Honor. Warner Media has no TV deal with Ring of Honor, so they don't want to really promote anything Ring of Honor. He's allowed to do the matches and stuff, but they don't want to promote Ring of Honor.
It's all done through their like social media pages and stuff like that.
So right now, as far as we know, the show, everything is going to be on the Ring of Honor
Club,
which is fine. I'll subscribe to that. Like, you know, I'll do it. We still got to subscribe to Impact. But
okay, you subscribe to one, I subscribe to the other, and we'll swap accounts.
The only one that made it difficult for us was because NWA wants you to do it through Fight TV.
Yeah.
Instead of just having like a sign up thing, which that was the one where we were like, well, how do we do this?
But the NWA, you could watch it on YouTube after a few weeks anyway.
Yeah, so I don't even need that. I mean, I'd like to support them because they're a legendary company. I digress. So Ring of Honor, another thing I want to say. Claudio has been completely stagnant since he won the title. Like, none of his matches that have happened matter at all.
Whereas Jericho, when he was champ, breathe new life into that championship.
I also just want to say this, and this is not to be disrespectful, because I understand that a lot of people are huge fans. Even you are a huge fan. He's a good wrestler.
He is.
But he's not an in-ring entertainer. Like, I watch Chris Jericho, and I'm like, holy crap, look what's happening. Look what's happening. Claudio match is like a very streamlined. Yes, it's a good match, but there's nothing special about it. It's just
he's a fantastic wrestler, a tremendous talent. He's missing that something in terms of in-ring charisma. I think we mentioned this on another show with somebody else. I forgot who, but he's lacking that in-ring charisma, that if he can just turn on that in-ring charisma, get that character over a little bit more, you got something special.
And we saw it in Blood and Guts. Okay. But outside of Blood and Guts, we've never seen Claudio even remotely attempt to push the limit of what I'm going to do in this match to make this match memorable. You know what I mean? Yeah. Every match is the same match. You get little variations, but like, he's never like flying through tables or jumping off top rope.
He's very safe.
Yes, which is fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
But at a certain point, when you're the champion, you got to do something to separate yourself.
Well, okay, let's take a look at this. When we reviewed Hard to Kill last week, Josh Alexander is not known for those type of matches.
Not even a little bit. Claudio's more known for it than
Josh Alexander. But look at the punishment that Josh Alexander put himself through just to prove a point to Bully Ray.
Yeah,
thumbtacks, chairs, ladders. Like, freaking guy had a thumbtack in the back of his head
for the whole match.
I wanted to reach through the screen and just kind of like pull it out.
I think they need to set up more of.
And I'm not saying Claudio needs to have thumbtacks and tables, but
no. But the program that they've set up for Josh Alexander, I would like to see set up for Claudio. Maybe even like how Chris Jericho was. I know Chris Jericho's already Chris Jericho, so it's like it doesn't matter. But the people he was fighting were of great recognition in wrestling and helped put over this championship. Like, Josh Alexander's fighting Bubba Ray and Eddie Edwards, like the best guys they have to put him over to where he is. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Claudio's
fighting nobody's every match.
Yeah, but what he can do, like what I think Claudio can do, is not become a full-on heel, but kind of get a little bit of arrogance about him and say, I know I'm the best wrestler in the world, so I take on all comers, all challengers.
Yeah, if
Prove
he
to
can
me
hold up
that you belong.
Bandito,
Yeah, but
hold
like
him up.
prove to me you belong in a ring with me.
Yeah, that's fair. I know Chris Jericho did help put him over, so it's not like he didn't have a
Yeah.
little bit of a program, but after that, there's nothing else for him. He just gets paired with John Moxley in really awkward tag matches
Yeah.
that don't matter. Bryan Danielson's off doing his own thing. We don't even know if BCC exists anymore.
Yeah.
Like Wheeler Yuta's doing his own thing.
Yeah, Wheeler Yuta's, but the thing is too,
Which
Wheeler
also, I
Yuta's,
wrote that right here. Wheeler Yuta, ... What's Wheeler Yuta doing?
Yeah.
There's
When
no
he-
program
after-
for him right now.
No.
He got immediately removed from the MJF program and just sidelined.
Because now he's the pure champion, but there's no challengers for him. I think ROH needs to find their, like, yes, I get it. Your champions now are champions that can carry your company, but something, you got to book them right now. And they're
You
not
want to
being,
hear my book?
Mm.
You want to hear this one?
It's not Booker T talking about.
No, it's not. I want this as the next feud for Wheeler Yuta, Takeshita, for the pure championship.
Absolutely.
And you set up a match on Dynamite that goes blah, 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 whatever. And then at the pay-per-view, Takeshita wins. And Wheeler Yuta loses to him like 4 times. And it's like he's never going to beat him. And then you let Wheeler Yuta get over that hill to prove that he's done it and get back his pure championship. Because now his name for people of modern wrestling is synonymous with this championship because he's had it for so long, minus the Daniel Garcia period, right? And then you can restart a feud with Daniel Garcia after.
Yeah.
Because Takeshita needs some kind of elevation.
Yeah, he's too good to be left squandering or have a feud with Bandito.
Yeah, that's fair. Put him with one of these guys that's a legit wrestler, you know? Like Takeshita's like a legit, real wrestler. You could put him in any type of situation and he performs.
Yeah. So I like that idea. So as we're talking Ring of Honor here, we can move into AEW now. Can
I get one more?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Then this won't even be long. Dalton Castle ...
Yeah.
This guy literally sells tickets. You have not done anything with him since he lost the trios title.
Joe is still the TV champ, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we do Dalton versus Samoa Joe? I know we want Juice there, but
I think you let Juice win and then you start a program between Juice and Dalton.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe that's what they're waiting for.
Because Juice seems like the type of guy that would be upset at the flamboyance of Dalton.
Like you can't outdo Rock Hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I like that.
Peacock Power versus Rock Hard.
Cock versus cock. There you go.
That's it. Rock or cock.
Exactly. Rock out with your cock out. That's the name next to the name pay-per-view.
Next pay-per-view, they would do that. Okay, I'm good on Ring of Honor.
Okay. So since we're segueing into AEW anyway, you were saying about Ring of Honor. I think AEW right now, their champions are stagnant.
So I got a lot here for AEW. I'm sure you do as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of stagnation in the championship. So I'll specifically just bring one up. It's the TBS title.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing with Jade? Nobody cares about the streak. Nobody cares about this storyline. You waited way too long to break up the baddies.
Mm-hmm.
You left her with the worst one
of them. Together or something.
And you left her with the worst one of them. You left her with the one that we thought the whole time was going to be the one that turned on her.
Which one? Strawberry Cupcakes or whatever her name is?
Layla Gray.
Because
Red Velvet is out, and so is
Kira Hogan.
Kira Hogan. And you paired Kira Hogan with Sky Blue, which was a good move to help elevate both of them. Because Sky Blue's looking like a good future talent. And then
Sky Blue's a better version of Cora Jade.
Yeah, exactly. But you've just kind of, they fizzled out. Now they wrestle once in a while in dumb matches that don't matter. And it's like, no one cares about this feud. No one cares about the TBS title. There's no one left for her to beat in this division because you've removed Athena. You removed like all the people. So what's left? You need someone to come in and take that title to start new program.
If you ask me, this would have been the spot for Saraya.
I agree. And then once Saraya wins, then you can be like, okay, let's do something else with her. But it's
because if you put Toni Storm in this feud now, that's a step down for Toni. If you put Britt Baker in this feud, it's a step down for Britt Baker.
We can stay in women's wrestling with this one, but with the TBS title, what they need to do is they need to elevate it to a point where both titles, I know it's the second tier one, right? But both titles are constantly in play all the time. So when Britt Baker is not actively in an event that's going to feature her fighting for that title, she should be the TBS champion. When Toni Storm is not wrestling not in the program for that title, TBS. So whoever's your next best or third best female wrestler
Should be that
the
champion.
one that has the TBS title,
and that'll elevate
ready
the belt
to go back into a program. Because the problem is that belt is so segregated from the whole women's division. It's just its own division.
It's like it's two separate women's divisions. Yeah, it's Jade versus the Jobbers and everybody else.
It's Raw and SmackDown, and then NXT has its own belt for some reason. And you're like, okay, why does that belt not interact with these?
It's companies? Like, what's her name? Katana Chance and what's her name as the NXT Women's Champions. Like, okay, what are you doing with them?
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so sticking with women's wrestling, okay? I'm so happy that Jamie Hayter's the champion, but you're not doing anything with her. I'm so confused at this friggin' storyline with Saraya and Toni Storm and what's the Japanese wrestler that I can't think of her name?
Hikaru
Shida. And then there's also like Willow for some reason. And then there's Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, and I don't understand what the storyline is. And now Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker are faces, and they're turning Toni Storm heel, which seems like a really stupid move. But they caught on that no one likes Saraya, so they're making her a heel, which is like, okay, I get it now. But Toni Storm was like your best face, and you're gonna turn her heel, and Britt Baker was your best heel.
I think turning Saraya heel, and then she'll turn on Toni Storm to make her an even bigger baby face.
But if you saw the last match that happened, Toni Storm goes full heel.
Yeah.
And Hikaru Shida's just there, and I don't understand why is she there?
You know what? And this is a good opportunity to remove them out of this feud, put them and just like have them squash Jade.
Yeah, and then also now you removed Willow from the Hikaru Shida / Toni Storm / Saraya team to now pair her with Ruby Soho, who's now also in this picture for the title, but nobody gets why this is happening. You're still subtly promoting
because she's still in a feud with Anna Jay.
Yeah, and you're promoting this subtle like tag team scene for the women, but you still haven't created the titles, and nobody knows. Do you see where my confusion is happening?
There's a lot of it's convoluted. There's a lot of like moving parts that are not working together.
Yeah.
There's too many moving parts that are not working together. That's why I'm thinking someone like a Shida or a Toni Storm, just like absolutely squashing Jade. They have to absolutely squash her under a minute. And win the belt. This way
I don't even care. Cheat. I don't care. Just remove the title from her and let her go into a program with someone really good that lasts for a while rather than just constant squashes, and make it for no title. Let her get good, and then eventually when she gets good, you could put her for the actual title.
Yeah, and it's a good way to move Jade up as well after the fact, once she gets better.
You've completely removed her from the women's division. She has her own special division, the Goldberg division, that nobody cares about anymore.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. At least, like, when Goldberg had the streak, it took him about 50 matches before he even got a championship shot.
It was like 70. Well, by their count,
I'm talking about 70. The U.S. championships because he was U.S. champ.
It was 70? Like 70, yeah.
Okay.
Right now, and in Reliving the War, he's really has like 51. They're saying he has 58 or something like that, and he still hasn't had a shot.
A championship. Yet. Okay. But yeah, because then he squashed Hugh Morris for the U.S. Was it Hugh Morris?
I think it was. That's coming up like right now where I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we digress.
Yeah, I digress. But yeah, that women's division is convoluted. I get it. You took the belt off of Moxley and you put it on MJF, but I don't know. Like, I mean, I used to drink the MJF Kool-Aid, but now I don't know.
Oh, you know me. I believe Caps is in my boat as well. I've never drank the MJF Kool-Aid. I think the character's great. I love his talking, but at this point, I'm telling you, even his promos, I'm so done with them.
Yeah.
The other day he came out and gave a promo, and I did not give one shit about the promo. And then you had a championship contender match, a number one contender match where they made MJF the focus of the match and the match didn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ricky Starks needs to win the championship.
I think so. Ricky Starks.
I'm ready for Ricky Starks.
And you at the beginning too weren't the biggest Ricky Starks fan either.
Because Ricky Starks Taz, Team Taz era reminded me of just a John Cena knockoff, or a John Cena / The Rock knockoff. Like, he did everything he could to be them, but he's developed this character that was on the path to being a great heel and turned it into an amazing face run.
And now he's like this tremendous underdog. You know what I mean? Like,
and he's so good in the ring.
Yeah. Ricky Starks, I've been singing the praises of Ricky Starks ever since he was the NWA TV champion 3-4 years ago. He had a great series of matches against go check these matches. It was him against Zicky Dice. If you guys don't know who Zicky Dice is, look up Uplandish Zicky Dice. This guy's a character and a half. But
I'm gonna go watch that.
But he had a great series of matches, and Starks was the babyface in that series of matches, and he did so well. And I could see the seeds there of something being planted for Ricky Starks. But going back to what you're saying about the women's division, this just came to me because I was thinking NWA. Why don't you have a returning Thunder Rosa absolutely destroy Jade Cargill?
Yeah, do it like technically, like her, just keep kicking her in the leg until she can't stand anymore, and then a bunch of submissions. Yeah, I'll take it, because you got to keep Thunder Rosa relevant, whether or not how we feel about her as a person at this point.
Yeah,
her name carries weight, and she was your women's champion for a long time after a lot of good matches, and I think you need to show her some kind of
respect. Towards it. Yeah. But that's.
MJF needs to get stripped. I don't really have anything else about that. I hope it's Bryan Danielson, actually, because Bryan Danielson.
That's going to be the Revolution match, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's officially.
He needs to hold the title. He needs to be the title holder of this company, and I think MJF understands that he's
not ready for it.
He's not a good wrestler, man. His matches suck. It's worse than watching Jon Moxley. At least Jon Moxley bleeds.
And Moxley carried that match against MJF.
Absolutely.
Say what you will about Moxley, but at least Moxley was a better champion.
Yeah. You know what? They should let Takeshita join the BCC. I think that's a good addition for them.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like that.
Speaking of Ricky Starks, I want to just say this, and it's going to segue right into something else. I love Action Andretti and Starks as a team. Yeah. I don't like the fact that AEW constantly does these like quasi teams and then immediately disbands them just to sell a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Because Jungle Hook is like on some next level shit, and you have me locked in so hard. And if you break this team up, I don't know how I feel about AEW anymore.
I think this is setting up for the return of Christian Cage
and Luchasaurus versus him, double tag team.
Yeah.
And leave Jungle Hook together. You don't need to break up these teams. People can be friends.
Yeah. And like, I don't want to see this leading into a Hook heel turning on Jungle Boy, because we've seen this already.
Yes. And also, wouldn't it be a good way to keep Jungle Boy relevant, but also elevate Hook by making them the tag team champions?
Yeah, it doesn't. You don't have to have a heel versus face. You can have the Acclaimed versus Jungle Hook in a fantastic match.
Exactly, and you can, which will segue right into something else. But
because the Acclaimed have gotten stale too.
Oh, super stale. I love the gimmick, but I don't care anymore about them as wrestlers. Like, I don't want to watch their matches. Every time there's a match, I get excited for the intro, and then I'm like, okay, end this match.
Yeah.
But they've been stuck in like
they needed to pull the trigger against they needed to pull the trigger of Acclaim versus FTR, which never happened.
Yeah, and then even this Guns thing is getting so drawn out. Just do the match. Stop doing this forever. Just make them fight. Get it over with. Let's move on.
And you know what? At Revolution, the Guns beat the Acclaim. Take the titles away from them. This way, it makes them shocked and it makes them hungrier to win the belts back. You know, it means something. Like you said, you can take the belt away, just give it back and give it back to them at another time.
Yeah, and also it doesn't take gives anything the gun away. Some kind of relevance.
I think AEW is at the point where they're afraid to let their champions lose.
They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That's why they're experimenting with people like Toni Storm, because she's not the champion right now. And it's like, I understand that's what you want to do, but that's the wrong person to do it with.
Yeah.
You do that with like turn Ruby Soho heel or something. You don't turn friggin' your biggest face heel. Turn Hikaru Shida heel. Make her come in and go all Japanese ninja where she's now just whacking
beating
people
everybody
in
with
the
a
head
kendo
with
stick.
stick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, whoa, we both just think about that at the same
time. Yeah, right?
time.
We've been doing this way too long now.
But the
We've only
Acclaim
been doing
need
it a year.
the Acclaim need to move on.
Yeah.
I would love to see Jungle Hook win the tag titles. Just 39 editions of the Book of Hobbs, and we haven't seen Hobbs wrestle in like 3 months.
Yep. Yeah.
Haven't even seen him on TV in like 4 weeks.
Yep. So I don't know what's going on with Hobbs either. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's gotten stale. Isn't Miro still under contract? He's not hurt. Yeah. Where's Miro?
So this is the best thing. Okay, you put Hobbs and Starks in a program. You immediately move all of the Book of Hobbs is like starting this feud with Starks. Then you remove Starks from this feud, put him into a program with MJF, then removed him to put Takeshita in there. Then you remove Takeshita to put Starks back in, now you've removed both of them to put Bryan Danielson as the guy.
I don't know.
Well, I don't understand.
It's AEW's in a very, very strange spot right now. Who's it? Wardlow? No, who's the TNT champ, right? Is it Wardlow?
Oh,
right?
Good. You just helped me out. Darby Allin. I'm so goddamn sick of Darby Allin. Love the guy.
That's it. Darby Allin. I forgot about that.
Wonderful, fun wrestler who has matches that are good, but he's gone full Jon Moxley. It's 7 minutes or 8 minutes of him getting his ass kicked and then a coffin drop and he wins.
Yeah.
And I don't care anymore. You're always hurt. You
know how we were saying like they break up teams too soon? This is where you need to break up Sting and Allin.
I like what they're doing with them now because Sting is not really
part of it
anymore. He's just like, you need to do this on your own. Like, I'll be there if you need me, but like you can't turn Sting heel and you can't turn Allin heel.
You have to. I would say turn Allin heel.
He can't talk.
I know, but I don't need you anymore. I've done this on my own. I don't need you anymore. And Sting goes, okay, no title. That's fine. Don't put the title on the line, but we're just going to have a classic wrestling match and see if you can beat me. If you can't beat me, then we do a match for the belt.
Is this how Sting retires? A retirement match? If you beat me, I retire. If I beat you,
then, I get a match. Kind of like what they're doing, what they did with Mickie James.
Yeah, okay, fine. But like I don't care about Darby Allin. I don't want him to have the TNT title. I understand they had to make him relevant, but you had a very unspectacular Wardlow run with the TNT title. He's been injured now. He's off TV.
He's in limbo. I think that's why everything is a placeholder right now until Wardlow comes back, because they wanted to pull the trigger of the Wardlow MJF feud, and they can't because Wardlow's hurt.
But I can't see them letting MJF continue to hold this title. I think you go into new programs and then later let Wardlow win and then make MJF come back and be like, I want to fight you. But it's just like, you set up such a great character with the King of TV with Samoa Joe, and then immediately made him lose the title to Darby Allin.
That was weird. Yeah.
What the fuck, man? Yeah. Like, come on. And now Samoa Joe hasn't been on TV forever.
Yeah, and he's still the TV champ.
Yeah, I only have one more thing. Do you have anything?
Sure. I'm done with AEW. What do you got?
So Adam Cole came back, and it was one of the
biggest pops I've seen.
Loudest pops I've ever seen in the history of wrestling. It was amazing. I remembered why I liked Adam Cole for so long. I was like, fuck this guy. I don't care about him anymore. But he came back and it was amazing. But and I like that. I like that whole thing. It was such a good promo. I loved everything about it. I like, there was a guy in the background who just kept screaming, F you, you suck. And that's all he kept saying over and over and over for the whole promo. This promo was like 5 minutes long, and he just kept saying, F you, like you actually swearing, you suck. Go home. Nobody cares. And it's like, bro, at what point do you, as a wrestling fan, do you turn around and tell this guy, yo, shut up? You know, like,
if I were standing next to this guy, I would have told him to shut up right from the beginning. Or like, when does
security come over and be like, yo, dude, shut up? Because clearly he was near a mic because he was so loud. And it's just like,
I think he was on the side. He wasn't on the facing the camera. He was, I think, behind the camera, and I think the camera and the camera mic with
and
the
you
boom
can
mic
see
was
like
probably...
security was kind of looking around, but like at some point I'll be like, yo, the guy's like right here, just kick this guy out.
Yeah,
it's like
it ruins the experience for
the
everybody
guy's
else.
crying in the ring, pouring his heart out, and
Yeah.
even if you don't like him, no one else is doing it. Like, you're just some drunk idiot. This is what happened. I guarantee you, a drunk idiot, obviously a wrestling fan, so they're not all there. They're probably from Florida or Texas, and they're there, and they said it the first time, and someone chuckled, so they said it again, and then they laughed themselves, and now they think they're cool, and everyone's just
they're
looking
the
at
funniest
them.
person in the... Yeah, but it's people like that ruin the experience for everybody else. Like, when I go to a wrestling match, I have people that I like, and I have people that I don't like, but I'm not going to be to the point where it's like, being rude or obnoxious.
No, but there's a time. If you're in the match,
okay,
and
like, for example, say what you will, like,
he sucks.
I'm not like, I mean, it's different from like a few years ago when John Cena was like everybody against John Cena kind of thing, and he would come out, his theme song would play, and everybody would chant along, John Cena sucks, right? Like to his theme song. It was kind of like when the Kurt Angle music, you suck. It was more of a jokey thing where they were in on the joke kind of thing.
Yeah, like the what thing with Stone Cold.
Yeah, but this is just some random guy trying to get himself over.
Yeah, and it's on top of it. If it was during a match, I get it. This guy is literally crying in the ring because he thought he was never going to be able to wrestle again. This is not a shoot. This is legitimately him pouring his heart out to the fans who are everyone's so happy to see him back. We got the loudest Adam Cole baby that I've ever heard in my entire life. This is their first time in LA in this big stadium, and
you have this one idiot,
this one dude is just like
ruin it for everybody.
It just, I don't understand.
Yeah. Like, but the thing is, okay, Adam Cole comes back, but what's his feud? You bring him back, but he has nothing.
I don't care about that. Just let it have.
Okay.
He's gonna feud with the Elite.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly's gonna come back, and they're gonna have to find a third person.
I think Strong's contract is almost done in NXT, and bring back a different undisputed era, not.
Or maybe Jay White's going to AEW
and joining Adam. Yeah,
he could be the leader. Adam Cole, Jay White, and Kyle O'Reilly.
I'll take that. I will take that. Absolutely.
And then Juice could be part of them too.
Yeah, I'll take that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I would take that and put the trios and the TNT title on them, or
just give them all the belts. Who cares? All the belts. Jay White deserves all the belts.
All the belts. But yeah, you know what? Yeah, I could see that. Because there's a Loser Leaves Japan match in a few weeks on February the 11th, a month before Revolution.
What's the big WWE event at that time?
Elimination Chamber a week after on the 18th.
Yeah, see, there's no way you're debuting Jay White at Elimination Chamber.
No, but you could be
at Revolution. At Revolution, you would,
or have him have a Cody moment at Mania.
In the WWE universe, does Jay White have that kind of clout? Like Cody does?
Not like Cody does, because Cody is a former WWE superstar. So
notice how we have to specifically say the WWE universe because they don't watch anything except that.
Yeah. But yeah. If you're done, that segues perfectly into what we're going to talk about next.
All right, you go ahead.
This Saturday is the Royal Rumble. Campo, I know you're coming over here to watch it. We got beer, chicken wings, and hot sauce for you, so we're good.
Oh, we're good. And we'll bring my buddy, and then we'll try to force him to do the podcast about it.
I think that's a good idea. So there will be a review for that. The Rumble. So with the Rumble coming up next week, and with Vince McMahon throwing his name in a hostile takeover to come back to the company, what do you think is going to happen at the Rumble? Is this a Vince booked Rumble, or is this a Trips booked Rumble?
Well, at this point, no one's getting involved. This is Trips.
Okay.
Whatever happens going forward, I think is
okay.
Vince says that he's happy with the way creative is going, but I don't believe that.
So if this is Trips' Rumble, that means Sami Zayn winning the Rumble?
I don't know. I no longer see this situation as weird as it sounds, with those two guys being part, either one of him or Owens being part of the world title. I think the tournament that's happening ends with Sheamus and Drew McIntyre winning the SmackDown titles.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens win the Raw tag team titles. They separate the Usos into become individual solo wrestlers. And then Cody Rhodes comes back.
They're pushing Jey Uso as the favorite to be a solo. So you think maybe Jimmy might join Solo Sikoa as a tag team?
Yes, I think that's what's going to happen, and I think Jey wins one of the world championships, beats Roman Reigns, and I think Cody Rhodes wins the other one.
So you think they're going to do two nights of Roman Reigns?
I've spent a lot of time thinking about this.
So you think 2 nights of Roman Reigns? Night 1 he loses one belt, night 2 he loses the other?
I think he holds on to one for a little bit. I think the Jey Uso storyline takes longer to unfold till like the end of the year.
So you think maybe Cody Rhodes wins the Rumble?
Cody Rhodes wins the Rumble. Cody Rhodes wins WrestleMania
and takes one belt back to Raw.
Takes one belt back to Raw. He holds that one belt all the way till like close to the end of the year. Then you have the full fallout of the bloodline because Sami Zayn's already gone. Now they all separate. Like you said, Solo goes one way with what's his name, Jimmy.
And then do something maybe at SummerSlam or Survivor Series.
Yeah, I like Survivor Series. Jey takes the final title that Roman Reigns is holding. Because I do think, as much as I'd like to see, as much as I'd like to see Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn win a world title, Sami Zayn is not a world title guy, and them as a tag team harkens back to history that people love in wrestling, and they can go on a really long run with those
Owens and back when Zayn was El Generico, and him and Owens had some fantastic matches against the Briscoes.
Yes, they did, and against the Young Buckaroonies.
So. And if the sale is to a Saudi conglomerate, Sami Zayn is as good as gone.
Oh, a lot of them are going to be good as gone.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, and then you can, if you do want to do that, you can reignite the feud between Sami Zayn and Jey Uso and let them fight for for that championship after. I think Roman Reigns needs to be detitled completely by the end of this year, and he needs to
take time off.
He needs to take time off, and if he comes back, it needs to be
in a John Cena type of
like for the US title, and then you can put him back into the world title picture. But he needs to leave. There has to be a full 24 or full 12-month period where Roman Reigns never touches a world championship again.
Yeah, it has to make him feel special when he does come back.
Yeah. Like, I don't even want to elevate him, but like I'm just thinking of it logically, right? You have to.
Yeah, because I think Roman Reigns now is falling into that Brock Lesnar.
No one likes him anymore.
No.
It's not even in Brock Lesnar. He falls into like the Goldberg category of like, just go away.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I could see that. Like, we've been saying this since we started these shows, these monthly State of Wrestling shows. They need to split the belts. That's like there's something missing on week-to-week TV without a champion.
But like the way I said it, I think it works out multiple ways because the Bloodline storyline is the best thing they have going right now in WWE. It's the best narrative they've had in years since like CM Punk in like 2010.
Yeah, the summer of Punk.
And it's like they need to keep this going with the deterioration of it. So after Sami leaves and then they lose one tag team titles, they lost both tag team titles. Now Roman Reigns is mad at them. You let it drag out for a bit. He loses his world title. Now he's even more mad. Him and Jey get into fights. Jey leaves on his own. You keep Solo and thing there. And then after Jey beats Roman, Jimmy and Solo are like, nah, we don't want to be with you either.
Yeah.
And we're also leaving, and you disband the whole team into their own ways.
Roman goes his own way. Paul Heyman can go to a backstage producer role. He doesn't need to be on TV every day. So I kind of like that idea too. Let's move into the women's division then. What's going on with that?
I knew you were going here. Charlotte Flair, I don't get it. Ronda Rousey hasn't been on TV.
No, and
Shayna
now
Baszler is still in limbo.
They took her off the card. She was supposed to be at the Rumble, and now
You want to put Rhea Ripley in the men's match? I don't care. Fine. Congratulations to you. You're not going to win.
If you ask
anyways.
me, Rhea Ripley does not need to go into the men's match. Rhea Ripley needs to go into the women's match
and win.
And absolutely decimate everybody. Win the Royal Rumble and dethrone and get her revenge on Charlotte Flair.
Like, I'm all for the idea of I'm a strong woman. I'm as strong as a man. Okay, fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay. But we don't need more fake good women's wrestlers that are just all storyline like China, just a big muscly, not good wrestler.
But the thing is, Rhea Ripley's
needs
good.
To be champion. Yes, she needs to be the women's champion.
Rhea
She doesn't need to take part in gimmick matches with men.
What Rhea needs to do is set up the dominance in the women's division. She needs to win the Rumble. She needs to, like a couple years ago, she lost the NXT championship to Charlotte Flair at the Mania with no people. I think it was Mania 37. If you have Rhea Ripley win the Rumble, it mirrors what happened 2 years ago when Charlotte won the Rumble and faced Rhea Ripley for the belt. Now you have Ripley win the belt, and you have Ripley go on to Mania and absolutely destroy Charlotte.
Because right now, and I didn't even know this, I saw this from watching What Culture or WrestleMania, one of them, and you're setting up a program with Sonya Deville. Literally someone who can't wrestle.
Why?
Is a stupid ass character. It doesn't make any sense. You brought her back. She took the title from Ronda Rousey, who was dominating everyone. This is like the same thing. They said this specifically, and I agreed right away when I heard it. This is like making Ronda Rousey constantly fight Liv Morgan. What is the point of this program? You're not elevating them.
No, you're actually lowering them. Yeah. So like it made Ronda look like a joke when she lost to Flair.
Yeah.
So it has to be. That's why Ronda, take time off. You're a part-time wrestler anyway. It's fine. You had your run. Let somebody fresh, somebody new. And
then no more Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. Let's get that trending, guys. And on the other side, Belair's been your champ for a year now. Let her keep it.
Yeah, let her Roman Reigns it. Who cares? Who's gonna win? Becky Lynch again?
Until you elevate Asuka?
Until you elevate Asuka or Shayna Baszler in the other side, I don't care anymore. Just get
because at least Belair's entertaining. She can legit wrestle. It's believable when she's wrestling and beating up the other women. So it
has to be Bayley. Has to be Bayley.
Yeah, that's the only logical explanation right now.
Their program's done.
Unless Bayley wins the Elimination Chamber match and faces
I don't know. I don't have anything else WWE.
I think I'm done with WWE as well. So we'll talk about some Japan and some indies then. Love what New Japan and Noah are doing right now. They have this.
My number one thing here just says can't do wrong.
Yeah. Like we've reviewed a good how many Japanese shows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shows we've reviewed already.
All the best things we've watched so far.
In a month. Throw in that Impact pay-per-view because that was really, really good too.
Yeah, but it's not better than the Japanese ones because we have them ranked higher.
No, actually,
What's the
ranked
top 2?
The top 2 is Wrestle Kingdom Night 1, which I had at an 8.4 and you had at an 8.7, and the New Year Noah, which was an 8.
That's Japanese. 2 Japanese that beats Impact. Impact loses.
Where we had Hard to Kill a 7.6 and a 7.7. You actually rated Hard to Kill higher than the show we reviewed last night.
Yeah, but that's close enough. Okay.
Okay.
They can't do wrong.
Yeah.
They're on fire. Every idea has been straight up fire. If you take this feud, like I said, and you let this Noah thing play out till the summer,
till G1, even have some Noah guys in the G1 this year.
Yeah, do that. Oh, guess what happens? You leap right from this situation into Forbidden Door with AEW. Then you do that Kenny Omega program that I've invented on my own, and you just go. But yeah,
if you want to hear his thoughts on that Kenny Omega program, go back and watch last night's episode.
Yeah, just watch last night's episode, anyways. But yeah, my number one thing here is please, please, do not let Sasha Banks win the title.
Yeah, that's coming up in a couple weeks. That is going to happen at Battle in the Valley.
More podcasts and shows talk about how undeserving Sasha Banks is every time she wins a title. It's like she comes back from an injury or a time away and just immediately gets handed a title.
It's the Charlotte Flair treatment.
Yeah, and it's like a Ronda Rousey. Just don't. I understand it's going to be in California, and you think we should do this for the fans. No, that's not what the fans, they think they want Sasha Banks to win, but they don't.
No, but the thing is, the fans in California are also familiar with Kairi because she is also a former WWE champion.
You let Kairi win this, and then you can let Sasha Banks win the next one. Don't immediately just give her the title. Like, that's stupid.
She has to work for it. Yeah. Because when they called them the four horsewomen of NXT, you had Bayley, you had Sasha Banks, you had Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. And right now, in that group of four, Bayley's head and shoulders above everybody right now. Just the work that she's doing. When she came back at SummerSlam last year, both you and I, we were kind of like, okay, she seems to maybe have lost a step. But in those few months since then, she has elevated her game.
That one match was great at
TLC, where they had the ladder match.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Even the SummerSlam match was good. Yeah,
as we do, especially on my shows. But
we digress.
Let's talk about people that I run into that say crazy things.
Okay.
So there's this one guy, we won't name names, and he won't stop arguing with me about how good Sasha Banks is and that I'm absolutely crazy.
No, Sasha Banks is overrated.
She is not even one of the best wrestlers that was in WWE, let alone one of the best female wrestlers in the world.
I think Bianca Belair even surpasses her now in terms of talent.
Belair has been there for a long time. Sasha Banks is such a baseline wrestler, like a Claudio, where she has a certain moveset and that's all you're getting out of her. You're not going to get anything extra. She has a good character and she's a good talker. She got where she is by
I don't even think she's that great of a talker, to be honest.
Whatever, but she got here through favoritism and nepotism. That's how she got where she is in the world of wrestling. And fine, she's not the worst wrestler I've ever seen. Of course not. No. She's perfectly middle of the road, but they treat her as if she's like god tier female wrestler.
No, I don't think so. Not at all.
I can name 5 people in Stardom that are better than her. I can name 5 people in every company right now that are better than her.
I can tell you, like right now, you got Bianca better than her.
Independent women that
Bayley's better than her. You got Bayley, Bianca, Starlight Kid, Shuri, Julia. You want to keep going? Toni Storm, Hikaru Shida.
I can name 3 independent women right off the top of my head that are better than her. Ready?
Masha Slamovich.
Destiny's Child. 3 independent. Like, you suck.
Yeah.
Come at me.
Oh my God. That's we're going back to early 2000s on that one. All those ladies.
Yeah, see, now you got it. But it's like, it's just like, I'll take Maddie Rankowski over her.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll take Jungle Juice over her.
Okay, let's not. But I'll take Taya Valkyrie and
Deonna Purrazzo, Masha Slamovich. Like, I'll take Chelsea Green from WWE. You know, like, I'll take that weird Russian girl that's in NWA.
Oh yeah.
I'll take the weird zombie girl that's in NWA.
Anyway, that was a weird match.
Rosemary, Abaddon.
Yeah.
Like, we could just go. We could just do this. Alundra Blaze. All right. Anyway,
Lita. I digress. Yeah. But like, I agree. She should not be winning the championship off the bat. Have her win it at a later date. That's fine. But this is a little too soon for her to win it. But keep what they're doing strong. I want to see like a title unification match between Okada and Kaito there, whatever his name was.
Keno?
No, not Keno.
Oh
Keno's not the
yeah,
champ.
the other dude. Slap him
Yeah,
good.
Kaito Kiyomiya.
This is what I want. I want two specific things. I want the tag team titles to be on a tag team that is not Bishamon or Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb. I want new tag team champions that haven't been the tag team champions before.
Okay.
And I want the trios titles to stop being put on secondary former star wrestlers. No more evils. No more
House of Torture.
No more House of Torture. No more chaos. No more like that. Give it
But
to
why don't
Lij. Like,
Yeah,
put it on someone relevant. Stop giving it to Evil. Stop giving it to
Takahashi.
Ishii. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about Ishii having a title. Let him do his own thing. Move those titles to give it to some young guys. Put a Ren Narita and Shooter on a team and put one other guy there and give them the trios titles. There. Just get, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Bandito Titan and
exactly.
Sonata.
They're so irrelevant right now, the trios title in New Japan, that it's crazy. They're absolutely irrelevant.
To the point where I almost forgot who had them, but it's House of Torch.
Since we started watching together, there's been
one match.
There's been and there's been no one good held the titles.
No, unless you bring in Dalton and the boys.
Bring in Dalton and the boys.
Or bring in Mark Briscoe and FTR.
There you go. Now you're thinking. Bring in the Elite. Trios it up.
Have them all the gold. They win
give
the
them
ROH.
All three trios titles. Give them the FTR treatment.
Yeah.
Why not? Who else has trio titles? AAA.
Yeah. Give them all. Give them all.
Who used to have trios titles? I believe Impact.
Yeah. No, Impact, I don't think ever had them.
Hey, you know what? You're missing out, Impact.
You're missing out. But yeah. New Japan, any Japanese promotion right now can't do any wrong. I've even been enjoying the Stardom Derby. I've been catching it here and there.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. So,
well, I have Stardom.
Okay.
But last thing here, because I was gonna say, use Kenny to do something bigger. But I don't need to talk about that because we kind of already talked about that. Elevate the juniors division.
Yeah.
The juniors division has been so sidelined. For the entire year we've watched it, there was nothing good about juniors. Yes, you have the two juniors tournaments, but outside of that, what did you do for the juniors other than Wrestle Kingdom?
I think now that this is setting up, we saw on Wrestle Kingdom, it's going to set up Yo versus Takahashi. And I think Yo is going to go on and win it.
Yeah, and then make Yo versus Show. Show versus Yo. Show Yo.
Show Yo. But yeah, and finally do that match. I think that's what needs to happen there. And Okada doesn't need a long run with this belt. I would even say pull the trigger against him and Shingo.
Yeah.
Have him do an upset win over him.
Okay, you ready for final thing? Stardom. Yeah. I got one thing.
Sure.
Make Donna Del Mundo, the whole faction, into an unstoppable NWA or NWO Bullet Club like force. Turn them full, absolutely disgusting heel. Let them run rough shot over Stardom all the way through Stardom, and then make Shuri and Tam become a team together to start like a new team to fight against them. And I think that's the program I want to see Stardom do. Because they're all just like these small factions like New Japan, but they're all good guys. Even the bad guys are good guys.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no like
evil heels.
Yeah, and I think this year it's a missed opportunity to make Julia be like the Jay White of this company.
Yeah, I could totally see that. I like that idea. And I think that's it for me.
I have one thing.
One thing.
Well, no, this is separate. Impact, I wrote one thing. You're doing well. I just want one thing from Impact.
Build on what you're doing.
I want two things. I want NWA to not go out of business, and I want Impact to sign Nick Aldis, and that's all I have.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to say. Impact is doing some tremendous things. We just watched when you're saying Impact now has better shows than NXT,
way better.
That's saying something. And Impact, I think this year, 2023, is going to be the year of Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, we're both calling that right now.
Yeah, they're going to be like this like I wouldn't call them an indie, but like a super indie type of thing where they're
Super
not on
indie.
the level of like ROH just yet, but they're getting there. They have to keep the production quality that they have because their production quality is very good. Their commentators right now are one of the best in the business.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Matt Raywald and Tom Phillips, whatever his name is now, but he used to
And
be Tom
they
Phillips in
keep
WWE.
every time they lose huge roster pieces, they replace them right away.
Yeah, they have a great eye for talent, and now you have big names behind you as well. You got Kaz there full time. You have Santino there full time. Like
you gotta lock down Cardona, and you gotta try and make a play for Aldis. I genuinely feel that way.
Yeah, and now you got
Mandy
Gresham
Rose
in there, and you got Gresham in there too. Like, can you imagine a
Yeah.
Mandy Rose versus a Jordan Grace feud?
Yeah, that's we talk about this all the time. Just do it. Just get it done.
We need to see that. And Putty would have a heart attack watching that match. But shout out to Putty having a heart attack. No, Putty, we don't want to. We ought to have a heart attack. We like you.
Shout out to it. We don't want it to happen. Shout out.
But we love Putty. So with that out of the way, I guess I have nothing else. You got nothing else? So we'll end it there. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see everyone next time.